Happy birthday, Jeffrey. You're 39 years old today. I miss you. Um, we're here at the Rochester airport, like normal. I discovered this photo of Jeffrey a few weeks ago. It's not that I didn't know about the photo, but, I discovered that he's holding an airplane in it. And, it just kind of makes it more interesting since we're in an airport. And, Jeffrey said he thought he saw airplanes before he died. And our mother interpreted it that he was seeing angels. So that's the etymology of that. But I like seeing photos of him playing and happy and all that. And I could talk about my own life for a long time. I was unhappy for a long time, and I came to Rochester and met Rebecca, and we have 4 kids, and 5 if you count number 5. Still miscarriage. But I've gotten everything I want, and I miss Jeffrey, and I haven't talked to our mother in a few weeks, and I was very upset that she didn't want to go to his stone. And it's not that she recently stopped. She just doesn't like going to graveyards and all that. And I don't know, I was ready. I finally have a vehicle. We got our truck last year, and we're finally in a position where we can make these trips back to New Jersey and do these kinds of things. And she didn't want to, and I just really took offense to it. I'm not saying I'll never talk to her again, but I'm only bringing it up because I wish life was a lot different. Obviously, I wish Jeffrey was still with us, and all the great things that come with having a brother. But other things too. I angry at so many people, and it really people have hurt me. It's not like I'm irrationally angry, but I wish they would do something to make up for it all, because it still hurts me, the things they've done. And it would take an hour to talk about it all, but I think about the afterlife and all that, and heaven, and just try and kind of understand the Bible, what it's telling us, and about death and the afterlife. The way it sounds like is, you go to heaven and you're there until Jesus returns to earth, and then everyone gets new bodies, and then you're the real you. You're what God presumably wants us all to be. And Jeffrey's in that intermediate state right now, and maybe we all will be someday. But he seems so perfect to me, the way that he was. Just as, your children seem that way, or whatever. And I just kind of wish you could skip the intermediate part and just go right to the perfection and enjoy the perfection of existence that God created. And I want, to be with him, and you're always going to love your children and your wife and all that, and you kind of want it to never end, but it does. And you just want to still be with them and serve the role of a provider, like I do. And it's hard to let them go, and it's hard to let a loved one go when they die. And when people don't have respect for that, especially the people you care about, that hurts. And sometimes I feel like I'm the only one who's really taken the time to remember Jeffrey. And that's upsetting too. I always wonder what our father thinks about, our biological father. Our parents divorced in 1997, and they hadn't even been together since 1991. But our father remarried in '99, and I just always wonder if, I've been getting lied to my whole life, and he might have another child with his second wife, and he just never told us, or there's just so much about the world then, when he was around, that I don't know about, and I'm just trying to learn it, and I just always feel like there's just some big secret eluding me, and I wish I could know it, just to feel any more closeness with Jeffrey and keep him in my world. But he's with God now, and he has been for the last 37 years. So and I'm glad about that too. I want him to know perfection and be part of it. So I'm glad you are, Jeffrey. I love you, and I can't wait till we're together again, and I'm glad you got to go experience this first, as painful as it was for everyone else. I love you. Happy birthday.